Mike, you hit a good point about like Drew, right? Like Drew had a lot of opportunities, and I said this, like good, bad, or indifferent, right? And I think JJ McCarthy's kind of, and I keep going back to this game, but when you look at it, like JJ doesn't, like he's never out there throwing for 300 yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns, but he's in those critical moments, he's making plays. And I don't give him a ton of credit for that, but like he has that. It's like the team's in a lull for 3 or 4 series, and then all of a sudden JJ runs for 34 yards, and then it's a springboard, and then Blake rips off a big one, and then it just starts domino affecting, right? Where it's like almost internal as well. And I think that there's a lot of growth that can happen. I think Drew can take that by the horns heading into 2024, and I think that would be massive for this team. But not just him. You know, there's other guys that we have that can kind of pinball off, and it's like it is a collective effort. It's not just the coaches. It's not just the players. It's collectively developing that mentality of us against the world. And that's why I said I love this perfect storm this offseason, because it's going to allow, like it is literally playing out picture perfect. You can't write it out anymore in terms of everything from media messaging to what's going on. Like everything is writing up to this perfect storm where if somebody rises and decides to pull by the horns like that, like this team can be really scary next year. And, you know, going back to being results oriented, I think that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think Allen and I hear you, B-Bell. It really was not Manny's job description, but I do think a hidden plus of Allen and Colton Nicky are their personalities, where you're gonna get that crossover, total crossover. Yeah. And another, I think Dawkins back in year 5, I think, on offense, the center. And I think Devon Alley's coming back is a huge, huge culture driver. So you add those two guys, and the fact that they're both in the middle of the two lines, figuratively and literally anchors, and then you throw in Tyler Warren come back. I mean, he could have went, and he was, 3rd round maybe? Those are 3 captains next year's already. And here's where I'll say in a very broad way, I've had the guys in class. They're for real in every way you can imagine. I don't mind saying on your podcast, those 3 guys do it right. They're culture drivers. They're foundation guys. They're authentic. Those are the kind of things that exactly what you're saying, Christian. Maybe the pressure's off, but those are real